Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be unboxing the AAT Trade Federation Battle Tank. Look at it. Glorious. There's the side. Here's the back. That's what we're going to be building. So we're going to build it together. After we unbox it, we're going to check out everything that's inside. Then we're going to paint it. I'm going to tell you how to play it. Let's cut this open. See how we go. I'm very excited to put together this model. It's probably the biggest Star Wars Legion model I have. Alright. So let's see what we have from the get-go. We have the build itself. Look at that big plate. This is going to look excellent all put together. God damn, that's a lot of stuff. Let's see what's in there. Very light bit of plastic. Obviously there's the front. We have perhaps the sides. Some more pieces, bits and bobs to fit on there. What's this? Ah, battle droid to put in the top seat. Don't know if it's not like gunner platform, is it? It's just kind of popping out the top there. Some more bits and pieces. That might be the back plating. And look at that. Remember as a kid seeing this bad boy going across the bright green grass that kind of looked like the Windows XP background, you know, the giant green rolling hills. Here we have the instructions, which we will be using very shortly to put together this giant kit. Very cool. And what else do we have in here? We have coins and tokens. We have a ginormous base. Man, look at that. Just for reference, this is a clone. That is nearly dropped him. But yeah, that is ginormous. That's like frisbee sized. Let's open this up and have a look on what we got. So it seems like we have all the tokens that we can be using. Nice that everything comes included in the box. This doesn't really mess around that much. Take the upgrade cards out. So here we are. We have a couple of green tokens, a couple of vehicle tokens, and also the separatist heavy token. We have the unit card itself. There's a lot to go over. Look at that. Artillery laser cannon, 4 red die. And also all the instructions on the weapon keywords on the back. That's going to be great. 4 different upgrades. Pretty crazy. Let's see what we have here in terms of upgrade. We've got Lock Durd, my favorite Star Wars character, Lock Durd. Look at that. So yeah, he's can only be used on this battle tank. We have high energy shells with a whole bunch of different keywords. We have armor piercing shells, once again with a lot of keywords. Bunker buster shells. Linked targeting array, which is an upgrade card. We have HQ uplink, which is a great one. Probably a great one for this, in case you want to have your commander a bit further away than your battle tank. Field commander. There you go. To a friendly neutral command card displayed, you will be nominated as commander. So there you go. And at the end we have the Zero's OOM. Not Zero's, OOM series droid pilot. That's very cool. Man, that's a lot of different options, isn't it? I guess he's another commander. So you get like 3 weapon options and 3 commander options. Plus 2 upgrades. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to put this mighty beast together. Got all the pieces here. There was actually something else in the box that I forgot to mention, but this is the stand that it's going to sit on with the base. So it is going to be slightly elevated, floating just like in the movie. And let's go ahead and look at the instructions. So on my model, it actually says to start with putting this base plate onto that. This is already connected. It's not glued, but it was already connected when I opened the bag. So I guess we don't have to worry about that. So let's begin putting together this rear hull. So AO5, AO3, AO4, AO8. First, let me slide this over that, like so. So let's try dry fitting it first. Let's see how we go. Oh, there we go. It's looking pretty good. Okay, so that's all glued together now. So we're going to go ahead with the next step, which is putting all these doodads all over it. So we've got the side guns, we've got the little mounted guns, we've got the front and the top panel. So let's source them. I think they're actually all on this one sprue, which is pretty good. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so now that's all done. Look at that. It's looking pretty mighty, I must admit. It's looking great so far. Even if you don't play Star Wars Legion, this would be just a sick model to have, I think. But maybe that's just me. Okay, so next we're going to add some little details all over the back of this mammoth. Let's begin. Okay, so you want to put the long side on the outer edge, not the inner edge for these two. And then the part with the square bit, you want to put at the front, like this. Like that. Look at that. It's coming together. So here's where we're at the moment. It's all looking pretty damn schmick. Loving it so far. It's looking great. So next we're going to do a turret. The top turret. So not just any old turret. And let's begin. Let's get everything ready. Look at that. He is ready to lead his little tank. Roger, roger. Look at that. Pretty happy with that. These are not too straight, but that's okay. Oh man, this is going to look awesome. This is looking great so far. The AAT for the Separatist Alliance. Let's just get that snapped on there. Ah, boom. Look at that. That is one cool model. So I'm going to go ahead and prime this now. We're just going to prime this and the plate separately. Paint them separately. And then put this, glue it in the middle where it belongs. So it looks like it's going to be floating on top of that. Man, does this model look good. It looks incredible in person. It's really, really cool. So I can't wait to paint this one up. It's going to look great. And luckily for you, we're painting this in this episode, so you don't have any time to wait at all. Okay, so once you're happy with your base coat, as you can see here, I have done my base coat. It's not, you can still see a bit of the brush marks. It has a little bit of touching up to do, but all three pieces are done. You can go ahead, and what I'm going to actually do is put a bit of Agrax Earthshade, just going to pin drop it in all these seams to kind of make them pop. So all the seams that go all around it, and I've also decided that I'm actually going to glue all the pieces on. You do have the option of leaving them non-glued so that they can actually spin, stuff like that. I think I'm going to leave these guns unglued because they're kind of cool. But with the top piece, I think I'm actually going to glue that on because just the way the game is, you know, it only can fire from a lot of its weapons from that front arc. So I just don't really see why the head should be able to swivel, but it can't actually shoot in that direction, if that makes sense. But yeah, let's go ahead and do some washes now on this one. So I've put some shade in all the recesses. I very liberally added it on, as you can see. So now the next step is to just fix it all up a little bit by adding another coat of that nice sandy color just over it again, making sure not to get in the crevices this time to keep everything kind of well defined. So now that's done, and you've added a nice coat over the whole thing, including the bottom and the back. You don't really have to do all in here because when it sits, if you turn it upside down, where the disc will be, this pretty much is all they really will see. So just a little bit around here, and of course the back, everything like that. We're going to add some grays. Let's check out the box for a second. There is some grays on the guns. There's also some black area here, some black area here, and also on the little handly parts. And yes, the barrel obviously being the mainstay. So we're just going to add those silver bits in now. So we've added the silver onto the barrels here. 1, 2, 3. We've added silver here onto the sides. We've also added silver onto the bottom metallic part and also some of the joints. I've just put a little bit of shade in there, as well as some Nuln oil from Games Workshop. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on this panel here, because as you can see on the box art, there is almost wisps, ghosts almost, of where the trails have burned the carapace. So because that's actually where the rockets come out as well, we're going to add just some marks on all 6 of these holes, just with some non-oil first, and then we're going to follow it up with some darker blacks and make this tank look a lot more worn and battle ready, you know, instead of just coming straight off the line and just been painted. Let's do it. So after putting all the stuff out of these exhausts here, I just figured this thing's probably chugging through the rolling green fields of Naboo. So putting some more wear on here, I just used some Black Templar. That's non-oil. I can't even speak. That's non-oil. I just used some Black Templar on my finger to kind of just smear up some wear, you know. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to highlight everything just with a little bit of silver. So just using Rune Fang Steel, which was the lightest silver I had. You could of course just use a darker silver and add a little bit of white in there. But yeah, just around the exhaust ports and just around the actual tank in general, just for some wear. Because like I said, we don't want this to look completely pristine, anything like that. So let's do that now. So now that's done, and when you're happy with it, we're going to now work on the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it completely bright green, and I'm just going to put some grass all over it. So I am going to highlight a red line across these front 2 panels, just so I can actually see where the tank is able to fire from in terms of the arc. But besides that, it's all just going to be a green, grassy Naboo landscape. So we've officially just glued it onto the base. And this is it. It's all done. So I didn't show much of the base because I had a pretty rough time with it. I added a whole bunch of grass like I normally do on my Naboo bases, except it just turned out awfully, as you can see. So I ended up sanding as much as I can. So it looks a bit ugly, but then look at that. Look at this. Look at this tank. It looks pretty dang cool, I must admit. I think it turned out quite well. So, yeah, I think now we're just going to head over and have a look at a breakdown of how you can use this bad boy on your own army. So you finished up your mighty AAT tank paint job. So let's check out what options there are and what it can achieve in battle. The AAT Trade Federation battle tank is quite a complex unit, so there's a lot to cover. Let's begin. Starting off with breaking down the command card, the AAT battle tank is a mighty 175 point unit, up from 170, and has 4 upgrade slots, 1 pilot, 2 ordnance, and 1 comms. It has a health value of 9 and a resilience value of 6, and uses a red defense die. Now we haven't actually covered resilience on the channel yet. Resilience replaces courage for vehicle units in particular. Now, being that the AAT has 6 resilience, once it reaches 6 wounds, it will need to roll a red die to determine one of 3 damage results. If the die rolls a defense symbol, it is now damaged. If it rolls a blank face on the die, then the unit is now disabled. And lastly, if you roll a surge, it is now disrupted. Damage means that when you activate the unit, you need to roll a white defense die.
If you get a blank face, then you now get one less action for your activation. Disabled means that you cannot reverse or strafe, and you must spend 2 actions to perform a non-pivot move action. Disrupted makes you choose one of your available weapons, and now when you add that weapon's dice to your attack pool, you must halve it, rounding up. Last thing to know about weapon damage is you can only have 1 vehicle damage token on your unit, and if you end up repairing past your resilience threshold, you can remove the token. Furthermore, the next time your unit passes a resilience threshold, then you don't have to roll again for a weapon damage token. Now back to the unit card. The AAT has no inbuilt surge use and has 1 speed. The 2 weapons built in are the lateral anti-personnel lasers. It's got range 1 to 2, 3 black attack dice, and fixed to the front arc of your tank, meaning that your opponent must be located in the front arc. You can work this out using the front 2 notches on your unit's base. The second weapon is the MX8 artillery laser cannon. 2 to 4 range, 4 red attack dice, and this weapon has 3 keywords. Critical 2 means that when you attack, you can convert 2 attack surge results to critical results. High velocity means that if you're attacking only with weapons with high velocity, your defending opponent can't spend dodge tokens for that attack. For example, if you wanted to take advantage of this, you need to use the MX8 weapon by itself or pair the MX8 with the Ordnance Upgrade High Energy Shells. Impact 1 is the last upgrade on the MX8 and lets you change a hit result to a critical if your defending opponent has the armor keyword. Let's move on to the unit card keywords now. AI attack means that your first action must be an attack action unless you've been issued an order token. There are ways to work around this that we will cover a little bit later. Armor gives you the ability to cancel all hit results when defending against an attack. Arsenal 2 allows you to attack with 2 of your equipped weapons per attack. Now Barrage allows you to use 2 attack actions if you didn't use Arsenal 2 for your activation. Hover Ground allows you to reverse, strafe, and standby, and your unit is treated as a ground vehicle by other units. This is important for taking cover, stuff like that. Lastly, Weak Point 2 Rear means that if your attacking opponent is in the rear arc of your tank, they gain Impact 2 for their attack pool. You can once again figure out if they're in your weak spot by checking out the notches on your tank's base. Now, we've covered the unit card. Let's check out some of the upgrades for your tank you may want to use in your games. Starting off with your pilot upgrade, you have 3 options. The T-Series Tactical Pilot is a 5-point option that allows you to issue orders from your AAT to other friendly troops when you use a friendly neutral command card. You also lose AI attack. Lock Dird is 9 points. You lose AI attack again, and you gain an exhaustible action to make your weapons gain the suppressive keyword. Honestly, this one's probably the worst of the 3, I think. Lastly, we have the one I'd recommend personally, the OOM Series Droid Pilot. This is a 7-point card and adds Coordinate Droid Trooper to your tank. This is a great addition as any Separatist player would understand. Using your battle tank as a link in the Battle Droid Daisy chain and handing out an insane amount of order tokens for your army, now I think that's worth 7 points. Let's talk about Ordnance. You get 3 options and you can bring 2 of them for your tank. Now, firstly, all 3 options are fixed front and have cycle keywords, just to kind of make it a bit quicker on all of us. Cycle allows you to ready this weapon if you didn't use it in your activation. This is because all 3 of these upgrade weapons are exhaustible, so once you use them, you need to use a refresh action to bring one of them back. Starting off with High Energy Shells. This is the cheapest option at 8 points. It has a range of 2 to 4 and 2 red and 1 white attack die. It has Critical 1, which lets you convert 1 surge to a crit, and High Velocity, which we spoke about earlier. Honestly, this is a great one I definitely recommend. Take this one for sure. Secondly, we have the 10-point Armor Piercing Shells. 2 to 3 range and 1 red and 2 black attack dice. Now these babies come with Impact 3, allowing up to 3 attack results upgraded to crits. I recommend this one too. Don't leave home without it. Now lastly, you have bunker busting shells. 1 to 2 range, 3 white and 1 black attack die, and you get to scatter and blast. Blast lets you ignore cover, and scatter allows you to move your enemies defending non-leader minis into cohesion with its leader. Personally, this one isn't as good as the other two, at 12 points. If you found any use for it, let me know in the comments below, honestly. Now the fourth upgrade is for comms. Let's check out some options. And funnily enough, you have every upgrade card I would recommend with the AAT right out of the box. HQ Uplink is a 10-point exhaustible comms upgrade that lets you issue yourself an order during the command phase. Quite useful when you're not in range of your commander. But the other comms upgrade from the box is the one I think you should run. For 5 points, Linked Targeting Array gives you 1 aim token when you're issued an order. This is honestly great as you don't have any inbuilt surge, so you can make your attacks really sting with this one. Now, if you've equipped everything I've recommended here, you'll be sitting at a fat 205 points. If you're bringing the AAT, you might as well kit it out, let's be honest. Now, this is all well and good, but I know what you're thinking. How does this fully equipped AAT Trade Federation battle tank do against Baby Yoda? Let's head over to the gaming table and have a look.
Here we are at the hobby desk. So for this example, we're going to be pitting the AAT against lowly little Baby Yoda. So plop him down there. So using everything we've just spoken about, we of course have an aim token from our linked targeting array, since we do have a face-up order token. We will be using our Arsenal 2 to use both the armor-piercing shells and the MX8 artillery laser cannon. So from 2 to 3 and 2 to 4, we're going to check out our range ruler. So from the base to Baby Yoda, he's definitely he's pretty much in range too, let's be real. All right, so there we go. So he's ready. Now we have on this attack, we actually have critical 2 and impact 4 with high velocity. But high velocity is not really going to matter for this one. So in this attack, we have 4 red and 2 black dice. So we're going to nominate Baby Yoda, and then we're going to check out what we got. So using our using our 1 aim token, we can reroll 2 dice. So we're going to reroll these 2 blank dice and see what we get. So 1 surge and 4 hits. So with our 4 impact, we can change these all to crits. Somehow, when I find the crits. Okay, excellent. And with that, I think Baby Yoda is well and truly defeated. So, well, you know what that means.
Okay, so obviously you can't do that in a real game. It was just a bit of a silly thing, but we did put some of the stuff we talked about in the video into a little bit of a situation where you can kind of have a look. But anyway, thanks for tuning into this Star Wars Legion video. I wanted to do something special for reaching 100 subscribers, but this video took me so long to make, we are well past that now. Big thanks to you specifically for watching, and to everyone that likes, comments, and subscribes. I really appreciate it. Next Legion video, we'll be covering the mighty Phase 1 clone troopers. I hope to see you all there.